Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to She Will Empower. I'm your host, Jessica Cherry. I'm a strategic intervention and empowerment coach, an NLP practitioner, a networking and empowerment community director, a certified sound bath practitioner, social media and marketing gal, and your Tuesday morning wake up club host on 94.3 KWVH Wimberley Valley Radio, where we bring real talk, real tools, and real empowerment straight to the airwaves. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. And if you're listening on the podcast replay, welcome to this space where we talk about mindset, growth, psychology, business, and the real life decisions that shape who we become. This show is for people who are trying to do better in life. The ones building businesses and careers, the ones raising kids, the ones caring for aging parents, the ones reinventing themselves. And today, I have a special guest here at the radio station. I have my business partner, Stephanie Johnson, the other half of Howdy Social Media and Marketing, which is the marketing company we co-founded together, which has literally exploded on us. So welcome to the show, Stephanie.
Yes, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Of course. I'm so honored that you're here. And before we go any further, I wanted to take a moment and let you introduce yourself to the world.
Yes. Hi, I'm Stephanie Johnson. I have a bachelor's of science in consumer sciences from the University of Houston. I have been in the marketing world for a very long time. My parents have always done a newspaper, and I grew up in the publishing world. And then I went out and created my own marketing and social media company. And then I met Jessica. And then we went and created another one.
Yes, we created Howdy Social Media Marketing together, which has just exploded on us. It's been a whirlwind. It's been like we just thought of this, we buckled up, and it has just taken off. I feel like I'm just holding on to a rocket.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that? I feel like we're just holding on to a rocket and just going along for the ride. It's been so much fun. So I wanted to talk about something that I talked about in a previous episode. So the last episode I did was called You Don't Have an Opportunity Problem, You Have a Visibility Problem, all about visibility. And based on the messages I've received, y'all felt that. So today we're expanding the conversation because if you're going to talk about visibility in today's world, we need to talk about marketing. And we need to talk about
how much it's changed.
And we need to talk about how much it's changed.
Yeah.
Because visibility today is not what it used to be. And honestly, a lot of what people are doing right now, it's not working anymore. I feel like you have to get up on the train of what we are doing today, which is all about social media and marketing. Because if we're talking about visibility in 2026, we have to talk about how businesses are getting paid now. So I wanted to talk about, first off, what am I talking about, right? How has visibility changed? Because visibility today is not even what it was 5 years ago, not even 2 years ago, right? What do you think about that, Stephanie? You think about when you like post a picture or a caption from now versus 5 years ago? What's 5 years ago? Even before COVID.
Oh my God. So much has changed.
So much has changed, right?
So much. In the algorithm of social media is like, it changes every day, I swear. It's always something. It goes from, okay, one photo works great to now it's like, okay, now you need a carousel. Yes. Now you need reels. Now you need videos.
And I feel like that's changing.
Yeah.
The latest I've seen is carousels are doing better than reels. Even before that, reels were doing better than carousels. You don't know what a reel and a carousel is. A reel is a video that you post on social media, and a carousel is a group of pictures that you swipe. So that's what we mean when we say carousels and reels. And then back in the day with Instagram, when it was the hot thing, it was one photo.
Yes.
With maybe beautiful text.
Yep.
And it was all just eye-catching content. It wasn't any, and now it's just been dissected into so much more. And sometimes you just need a company or somebody else or somebody that knows a little bit more. Because I feel like a lot of us are just trying to play keep up. Right?
Yeah.
It's just like everything is changing. And also posting, right? I think with visibility, posting every single day or multiple times a week, you got to do that or you stay invisible. What have you seen that has changed in the past? Let's just be safe and say 5 to 10 years with visibility. I think that you have to post every day, right? Or a lot.
I think posting at least 2 to 3 times a week is
Okay.
good, but that's the minimum. I
Yes,
think some
minimum.
brands say, okay, I'm going to post like monthly specials, or I'm going to put, or they might not even be on social media yet. Who knows? But that does happen with a lot of brands still to this day. You'd be surprised how many owners I've put in on where they didn't have a website, they didn't have a social media. And that is kind of how I started my first company. I started, small town, and people didn't have websites, people didn't have social media. And so it was like introducing this new foreign thing to them, right?
So, okay, so you're a marketer. How important is it for a business to have social media and a website?
Oh my gosh. If you don't have it, like at this point, how are you in business? How are you getting new leads? How are you getting new customers? It's probably one of the most important things is you have to show up digitally. And that's so important because everybody's on their phone, everybody's online. I think I read a stat that said 70% of users are online and around the world. That's an insane stat. And then 90% of people who use the internet are on social media. So
90%.
90.
That's
Uh,
basically everybody besides like one or two random people.
Basically, yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of a wild stat, but it's just so important that you have that business owners have that visibility and that they're getting online and that they're showing up and that they're showing up the right way. They're not just guessing what to do. It makes sense. They need a strategy. What are they doing online now? What is their social media strategy? What is, like you said, carousels? Carousels are great for storytelling. I love doing those for storytelling, for getting messaging out there. Graphics are great for branding, and videos are probably my all-time favorite. Jessica knows this. I absolutely love reels, videos, less than 30 seconds, and you have to capture attention within the first 3 seconds or you're going to lose them.
I even heard it was I mean, it's so quick. I think people now, like this day and age, are used to scrolling. And you have one, two. That's what you have
Yes.
to get them to stop moving their finger.
Yes.
It really is like that. Or they're all, click of a mouse, but you have to get them at some way to stop the scroll. That's all that's where
It's
we're
a
at right
hook.
now. Yeah,
It's called a hook, and you
Yes.
got to have that hook within that first 3 seconds, or you do lose them. So,
Yes.
so important.
Short attention spans.
Yes, very short attention spans, and it does take multiple touch points to get somebody. A lot of times, you want to convert. The whole reason of doing social media, getting your brand online, is you do want to convert that customer, right? So then it's like it takes a lot of touch points. So, like you said, posting once a week, that's not going to work anymore. At least 2 to 3 times a week. Jessica likes to post daily. I think anything more than once is good. So, and getting those touch points, like you reach them now, you're posting maybe 3 times a week. You've got that strategy down. Maybe you're emailing them. Maybe you have a texting campaign. Maybe you're running ads. Wherever it is, those touch points are so important. And back in the day, it used to take 3 touch points to convert somebody. And so it's still pretty similar, but people need to see you. You need to be known in your local community.
Exactly. You just cannot rely on the Sunday paper with your ad anymore. Those days are gone.
Oh, you're going to get me in trouble with this paper talk.
I know. If you don't know, you're just tuning in on this. Her parents own a newspaper. So
yes, I grew up in the publishing world. I watched them do the cut and paste, with the whole thing. And then
yes.
I watched my dad go to Adobe Photoshop. That's who taught me graphic design. Shout out, Dad. And so I watched him he went from that to Photoshop to having a website. And this was in the early 90s when the internet just became like a thing.
He was ahead of his time.
Yes, he was the first newspaper in our county that was online. And so I watched him be innovative with his stuff and in his business. And it made it really important to make sure I was always innovative.
You cannot be the Blockbuster.
No.
You cannot be the Kodak. Kodak.
Yeah. Always innovate. Always make sure you're staying up with the times. Always stay on top of trends. You have to be relevant and know what's happening in your area too.
Exactly. And I want to go a little bit deeper on this because I see this every single day with business owners, and I know that you do too. They can be the most talented, the most experienced, the most ready, and still not get the clients. And
Yep.
it's because people don't know they exist.
Yeah. And that is where marketing comes in. You see brands and you're like, their stuff's okay. Their coffee tastes decent, but they're marketed everywhere. And you probably know who I'm talking
I
about.
know who you're talking about. There's one in every corner.
So exactly. And they don't have the world's best coffee.
They don't.
But they market well. They get their business out there.
We know their logo.
Yes.
We know their colors.
Yeah. Exactly. And then, your local, for example, in your local coffee shops, to me, they have the best coffee.
They do.
That is my all-time favorite.
And that's where their heart comes in.
Yes.
Right?
You have that good coffee. They might grind it themselves, but if you could have the best product in the world. You could offer the best service in the world, but if you don't have marketing, if people don't know about you, you're going to go out of business.
Mm-hmm. That's the disconnect.
Yes.
Right there. Because you can be the best at what you do and still nobody sees you, so you don't get chosen. And invisible businesses don't get opportunities. They get overlooked. So what's the biggest mistake that you're seeing businesses make when it comes to visibility? Is it that they're not participating? They're just not.
It's that they're not showing, either they're not showing up online, they're not showing up digitally. They don't have that strong social presence, or maybe they're like, oh, I'm on social media and I'm attempting to do it myself, but you don't have that key strategy in place. You're not talking to your target audience. Who is your target audience? Make sure you're talking to them. Make sure, like we said on our last one, make sure you have clear messaging, clarity, have a message with purpose. That's all so very important. And then and like you said, they're not consistent. And so they might do a post and they're like, it didn't work, so I'm just not going to do it anymore. So I think staying consistent, having clarity, having messaging with purpose, having that strategy, and I call it strategy, but really, it is like, how are you showing up on social media? And so I think that's so important, because that's how you're finding your target audience is going to find you.
Exactly. And also stop hiding.
Yeah.
Right. I think that some people, if we want to go even deeper, is that they are scared to be on social media. They're scared to show their face as a business, right?
Yes.
They want to rely on graphics or stock photo. I know you should see her. You should see her face
stock
right now.
Stock photos are like talking about AI over here.
Yes, AI also. But yeah, people rely on the stock photo and the logos, and people want the connection with the brand, right? They want to know who's behind it. So if you're afraid of being judged or being seen or saying the wrong things or being perfect or overthinking any of that, it hurts in the long term, because people want to see the man that's making the coffee.
Yeah,
right?
People actually, this is a stat, but people actually like to see more imperfection than perfection. So the perfection is kind of going out the door with all the AI stuff. And so the imperfection is what people like to see. They kind of like, it makes you more natural. They can connect to you. You seem more genuine, more trustworthy. And so people actually like that.
Yes. And there is something that has to be said about that, because I think some people are afraid because visibility requires vulnerability. So they're showing up, maybe they are afraid because they have a pimple,
Nobody's going to notice that. It's fine.
Cares.
And you can edit that. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Or they're stuttering, in the very beginning, before I did any of the social media, I had a stuttering, and I still stutter a lot of times. And I still, the more that you put yourself out there, the less it stings, right?
Yes.
You're just practicing. You're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And the more that you're visible, see, I did it right there. The more that you're visible, the less it stings.
Yes. And I mean, and I've watched business owners working with them. They tried to do it themselves. They set up the camera, they did it all, and they just couldn't stay consistent with it, or they just couldn't. And then, we come in as content creators, we come in with a full plan, and we're like, A, B, C, D, this is what we're doing today. And it makes them more comfortable. It makes them open up. It's easier. So like when we're there, when you have somebody there, It's like working out. Working out alone is hard sometimes, but when you have somebody,
Oh my goodness.
it's kind of similar, right? But if you have a personal trainer, they walk you through exactly what you
I
need to
have
do.
not thought of it that way.
Yeah, I just thought of it that way just now, but
Yeah, it's like coaching, right?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
yeah, like personal trainer. And I go to the gym and then I'm just like I don't want to. But when you have somebody
Yes.
there, it kind of makes you feel accountable.
Yes. And I think that's where marketing agencies, social media agencies, that is where we come in to kind of help too. So I think it makes it easier on the business owner. They don't have to come up with a million different ideas, and it makes them more comfortable if they do want to get on camera.
Cuz they are already thinking of invoicing,
Yes.
employees.
Yes.
Who's going to open the door? How am I going to get product from point A to point? I don't want to be on social media. I don't,
No.
I don't want to, because that's part of it. That's just part
Yeah.
of business now. It's what it is.
Business owners have a million things on their plate. And so this is one thing I notice when I take it off. They get time back. They get some of their life back. And then it takes that pressure off of them too. And so that is something I notice. It's just, it seems easier. We know as small business owners, it's hard. It's hard to keep up with everything, like you said.
It is.
So
It is. And it's also a little bit overwhelming. And what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of times people are insecure.
yeah.
Right?
And a lot of business owners, they don't even want to touch social media. They don't want to deal with it. It's a burden to them at the end of the day. Some like it, but at the end of the day, like all my clients, to them, it's a burden. They don't want to touch it. And then that's kind of where we come in.
And is that why you think that so many business owners are still stuck in this cycle?
Yes, probably
just-
because they don't know where to start or what to do, and they need help with next steps. And once you get going, you learn your strategy as you continue going. And like you said, I think people are scared of not showing up perfectly too.
Yep.
And so a lot of that fear comes in. And so that is definitely, yes, that's a big part of it.
I think so too, because it's important to post now more than ever. I mean, we're not going back to pre 2000 marketing.
No, yeah, we're in
We're not.
2026.
Yeah.
And so you've got to be digital. You've got to be on socials. Your brand needs to show up. You need to be searchable. You need to have those keywords. You need to have your email contact list. You need to have your audience, all of those things.
And when you're barely getting started, because I know that there's a lot of small businesses or startups that are listening right now, don't get discouraged if you're chasing likes or views or trends and the engagement isn't there yet. Engagement compounds and visibility compounds. So don't get discouraged, right? Just keep going for it.
Yeah, keep going. It takes, when you're building up socials too, it takes a good 3 months to even start to see that. You're growing your follower list. You're following different companies, different people. You're engaging with their posts, and then they start engaging with yours. And so engagement is so important too. And honestly, that takes up a lot of time. So you have to engage before you do a post and engage after you do a post. Maybe 5 to 10 minutes before, 5 to 10 minutes after. And then that helps the algorithm kind of see your post a little bit more too.
And also, speaking about posts, you want to make sure that you have clear messaging, that you have clear purpose.
Yes.
We have another episode where we talk about the 6 key habits to build a stronger digital brand. And building a strong digital brand, you have to first have purpose.
Yes.
Right? And clarity.
So important.
And be consistent and have visuals that reflect your style and all the things. It's so intense, but that is where we're at. This is where we're at in society, right? There's no turning back, people. This is just where we're at with, having a phone.
Yeah. You have a computer in your hands is what it is. Like Jessica talked about, you're at the grocery store. You want to check your email. You want to see what's happening in your local community. You have a full computer in your hands now.
Yes. So real visibility, I want to touch about visibility for a second. It's clear messaging, repetition, personality. I think personality in there is great, right? Authority and making those offers clear, right?
Yes.
You don't want to talk about dog treats and then offer something else.
Yes. And you talked about your local audience. You do want to be visible. Who is your local audience? That visibility comes back to, do your people in your community know about you? Do they know who you are? Do they know what you're offering? And so it all kind of comes back to that too. So, if you're a local business that has a storefront, how are people finding out about you? Do they know you in the community? That's all really important when it comes to visibility as well.
Exactly, because visibility compounds.
Yes.
Every single post that you make, it compounds. Every post builds, every video builds, and every time you show up, you're stacking recognition and you're building trust. And trust is a
Yes.
major factor. You're becoming the person or the business that people think of.
Yes. Trust is people want to do business with people they like, people they trust, companies they trust, brands they trust, and like we said, you build that relationship with them and you've got a customer forever because you've built that trust and you've done it in the right ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to pause on that. Yes. I think building relationships as a business owner, especially a small business owner, is so, so important. I mean, you really need to show yourself as a person, like the person behind the logo.
Yes.
Right?
So important because it helps build that trust with your audience. And going even into community marketing, I think community marketing is really important when you're showing up locally. So like ladies' lifestyle events and any other thing, your local chambers, community marketing is so important. And then when you tie that community marketing with social media and your website and your digital, it's like this full circle, this full marketing campaign of you showing up in the community.
You're unstoppable. If you have all of those checks, and you're showing up in your community and you have social media solid, you're unstoppable. And you're offering a great product, right?
Exactly.
That has to be there
Yes. Make sure you have a good product. And if you're doing all these things, you probably have already built a lot of trust too. So,
yeah. And at the end of the day, it's not about building strategy first. It's about the decision to build it in the first place.
Yes, just get started. Just get started and have your vision, which we talked about. Have a clear vision, take it from there and take it step by step without overwhelming yourself. So,
yes, the decision to stop hiding.
Yes, the hardest part is to get started. Once you get started, you can take it from there. But starting, as business owners or any company or somebody starting to think about opening up something, the hardest thing is to just lift off, to just get started. That is the hardest part.
To light the match.
Yes. Yeah, that's the hardest part is making that
match.
decision.
And then you'll be in our place and we're just holding onto the rocket.
Yeah. It's something new every day. We're having a lot of fun.
Yes, it is a lot of fun. And the decision to show up before you feel ready, because you're not going to feel 100% ready. When it's something new, you're always going to have a slight bit of nervousness, insecurity, doubt. And those are all natural feelings, especially when you're launching a business, because you're putting yourself out there. It's the decision to be seen and to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
So you'll never, ever, ever be 100% ready. You're just not. So just take that.
I think if you do feel 100% ready, you've probably waited too long already.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yes, because the businesses that win, they go anyway.
Yeah. Yes.
I deal with businesses. You deal with businesses.
Mm-hmm.
No, I have never, ever come across somebody that says, you know what? I was way more than 100% ready. And then I took the first step.
Yeah. You never want to be 100% ready.
They go anyway. They show up anyway. And they take up space.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
We launched. We've been in business for 3 months. And it feels... It's crazy to say that, right? Because we have all our ducks in a row. We are legit. We have worked incredibly hard. But you know what? We had to take that first step together. And we were not ready, but we had the drive and the desire to do it. And if you have the drive and the desire to do it, listen, you're not going to feel ready. Just do it.
Yeah, we've done like 3 years.
Nike.
3 years of work in like 3 months. So
we have done 3 years of work in 3 months.
It's kind of wild that you said 3 months. I'm like, no, it's been 3 years.
No, I know. When I say it, I'm like, whoa. But we have done 3 years. We seriously have done 3 years of work in 3 months. We have built a solid goal and we have been nonstop with it. So, I mean, if you are in that spot, just know that you are not alone. And if someone is stuck right now, posting but not growing, what is one thing you would tell them to shift immediately? Mine would be purpose. clarity.
Yeah.
Right?
Change your messaging. Something either you're not hitting your target audience possibly, or your messaging is confusing and you're confusing your possible target audience. So I think that's really important is you want to always make sure you have that vision and that clarity, and then make sure you have that clear messaging. I always talk about call to actions, like every single post. You don't want to leave a post up and then the customer doesn't know what to do. Like, now what? Now what do I do? You don't want to confuse them, right? So make sure you have a call to action, like book now or purchase now, like whatever it might be. Like for Mother's Day events, like come to our, like what is the action on these events?
What do you want them to do?
Yes. So guide them through the process, and they're with you there. They want to support you. You just need to tell them what to do.
Exactly. Make it simple.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, make it simple.
Don't overthink it. Keep it simple. Keep it easy, and have your clear messaging, and play around with your strategy. A/B test different things whenever you're playing around with post.
Yes, and remember to be visible, because the moment the right people see you, because you've decided to be visible, everything changes. Opportunities find you, clients find you, growth finds you. And if you're ready to actually build all that, you know where to find us.
We're right here.
We are right here, because this isn't about posting more. It's about being seen in a way that actually pays you. And if this episode hit, first of all, I want to thank you, Stephanie.
Yes,
Thank
you
you
for having me.
I know that being on the mic, she is more the back end of things, and I'm always the front end of things. And so obviously that's a great partnership to have. So being on the mic was challenging. You're solid.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is my first time, and
Solid.
like you said,
solid,
I like to be behind the screen, so this is new for me.
She is totally the analytical behind the scenes. So you have been such a pleasure to
Thank
have.
you.
And if this episode hit, if you've been playing small, hiding, or spinning your wheels, this is your moment to change all of that and to show up for yourself. My name is Jessica Cherry, here with Stephanie Johnson, and this is She Will Empower. It's your space for truth, tools, and real transformation. And if you're ready to stop guessing and actually start building visibility, we can also help you with Howdy Social Media Marketing. You can catch brand new episodes every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on KWVH 94.3 Wimberley Valley Radio. And of course, you can listen anytime, anywhere on your favorite podcast platform. Just search She Will Empower, and I'll be right there waiting for you. And if you're an early riser or trying to become one, come hang out with me every Tuesday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. on the Wake Up Club on Wimberley Valley Radio. It's cozy, it's fun, it's full of great music and real conversations, and honestly, it's one of the best ways to start your morning feeling grounded, connected, and a little more alive. And if you're here in Central Texas and your nervous system feels fried, overwhelmed, or like you've been running on fumes for way too long, I would love to see you in person at Lone Star Sound Baths. Just search Lone Star Sound Baths and you'll find me. I guide immersive sound bath experiences designed to help you soften, settle, and truly reset your mind, your body, and your spirit. It's one of the most healing offerings I provide, and serving our community in this way is something I truly love. And you can also connect with me through Ladies Lifestyle Network Hayes County, where I host monthly empowerment and networking events all across the Hill Country. These gatherings feature powerful speakers, local nonprofits, incredible women-owned businesses, and some truly beautiful venues. Women come to these rooms to grow, to be seen, and to rise together. And I've watched lifelong friendships and game-changing business connections form right before my eyes. And if you want a more personal look behind the scenes of motherhood, entrepreneurship, healing, and real life as it unfolds, you can find me over on social media at Life of a Cherry Wife. Truly, thank you for being with me today and for being with us today. Thank you for showing up, for doing the work, and for choosing growth even when it stretches you. And before you go, I want you to do one small thing for your future self, even something tiny, because tiny moves add up, tiny choices compound, and sometimes the one small decision becomes the moment that changes everything. So stay powerful, stay grounded, stay connected, and have the most amazing, beautiful day and week. I will see you next time. Bye.